coming up on Morning Drive. It's been a long year, but finally, Tiger Woods is back and ready for action.
How about him? Better than most.
Hello, Ben Hogan. Expect anything different?
The 14-time major champion makes his return to competitive golf this week at the Hero World Challenge. We'll bring you live reports from the Bahamas to get you ready for Tiger's comeback. Plus, we have a first look at Tiger's new swing. Our Golf Channel Academy instructor Travis Fulton is live in studio to break it down and show you how it can help your game. And 8-time PGA Tour winner Brad Faxon joins us live after playing over the weekend with Tiger Woods, Dustin Johnson, and President Donald Trump. Hear his first-hand account of the current state of Tiger's game. It's all ahead on Monday, November 27th, 2017. Drive on a huge Monday edition. Damon Hack alongside an 11-time PGA Tour winner and John Cook, who has known Tiger Woods for more than 20 years. Lauren Thompson mining the social media for everything about Tiger, the social media buzz. Travis Fulton, Golf Channel Academy lead coach, ready to break down Tiger Woods' swing. And yes, Todd Lewis on the ground in the Bahamas for the Hero World Challenge. Cookie, good morning. How are you?
Well, good morning. It was rivalry weekend. Now I'm back in Studio AP with a great crew. I love this.
Well, you picked the right place and the right week. What else is happening now? Yes, 8 of the top 10 in the field at the Hero World Challenge this week. Albany and the Bahamas. Hideki Matsuyama, the defending champ. Each of these 8 men you see here won tournaments around the world in the past year. 2 of them major championships for the first time in Brooks Koepka and Justin Thomas. Of course, Jordan Spieth won a 3rd major championship. But the storyline of the week, the return of the 14-time major champion, Tiger Woods, making his first start since February. There have been massive discussion about how hard he's hitting the golf ball. Ricky Fowler said it. Brad Faxon said it. In fact, Brad Faxon will join us a little bit later. But yesterday, after a practice round, Tiger was most optimistic about his health.
The fact that I don't have any pain in my lower back anymore compared to what I was living with for years, it's just remarkable. It's just been a struggle for years, and finally come out on the good side of it. It's exciting. I am stiffer. Of course, I'm fused, but I don't have the pain. And if I don't have the pain, life is so much better.
And this has been the story for Tiger Woods over the last 3 or 4 years. In many ways, it's amazing he's been able to put his body back together for this week. March 31st, 2014, that first back surgery. Then, of course, you remember 2015, a year in which he really struggled. 2 back surgeries, the first in September of that year, and then he followed up a month later, sidelined. Only played 9 times in 2015. Saw his world ranking fall all the way to 416th. Then, of course, April of 2017, a 4th back surgery that we know of. All signs pointing to Tiger Woods putting his body, putting his game back together for once again a comeback at the Hero World Challenge, Lauren.
Yes, and all of that bringing us to this week, his much anticipated latest return to competitive golf, and the golf swing already on full display. Now, the Hero World Challenge, they put this out. Everyone wants to know what he's going to look like with the big club in hand. So far, looking pretty smooth out there. We're going to have a lot of opinions flying. Rex Hoggard, though, this tweet, our Golf Channel senior writer, we're going to be speaking with him live today. He, too, was out there following Tiger Woods around and then posted it on social media. A bit of a different angle from seeing this same swing. Now, backing it up a bit to Brad Faxon, an 8-time PGA Tour winner who plays on the PGA Tour Champions. He joined DJ, Tiger, and the president last week for a round of golf at Trump National in Jupiter, Florida. Faxon said this about Tiger Woods. Tiger looked great to me. He was happy, and more than anything, he's finally pain-free. The issues he had with the back the last couple of comebacks seemed to be gone. He looked effortless. He looked free. He had some power. I was impressed with how far he hit the ball. Tiger hit it past Dustin half the time, and Dustin hit it past Tiger half the time. He was not concerned about swinging hard and going at it with driver. The ball flight, the sound off the club, All of it was right there. So we're going to be speaking with Faxon later on today live. He's going to give us a little bit more on that round. Tomorrow, though, get this, we're going to be speaking with Tiger Woods live, as Morning Drive will be on the scene all week at the Hero World Challenge. So you want to keep it right here. Damon, with more, over to you.
All right, LT, we're going to head out to the Bahamas right now and bring in our own Todd Lewis. Todd, good morning. It's great to see you in the Bahamas. I want to ask you right away, I know you spoke to Tiger's longtime agent, Mark Steinberg. What did he tell you about Tiger's excitement level and attitude going into this huge week?
Well, it is interesting. I did talk to Mark Steinberg, who has been with Tiger for close to 20 years now, and you could say he's been his right-hand man in helping Tiger become the greatest player of this generation. And I did ask him, what is his excitement level right now? Tiger's, that is. Can you verbalize that to me? And Mark said simply, Tiger has a high level of excitement. He's been working very hard on his game, and you combine that with the fact that he is now enjoying life without pain, and you understand why he's excited. And that's what Mark Steinberg was emphasizing, life without pain. Now, Tiger here this week, the two things that he's going to work on, number one, trust. Can he trust his body to do things to the golf ball that has helped elevate him into one of the greatest ever to play the game? Secondly, is belief. Can he hit the 260-yard 3-wood from the fairway to a par 5? Can he hit the great wedge shot? Can he hold the putt? He has to establish that belief in competition. Sure, you can do it while practicing. Sure, you can do it with a friendly game in South Florida. But when you come to competitive golf, tournament golf, against a great field like he will face here this week, that's where that belief will be tested. This is just a small step as he tries to come back, but he's looking for belief and trust. You really can't have one without the other. And if he has a good week here, then we'll see what happens as he turns the page to 2018. Damon.
Well, Todd, you mentioned trust and you mentioned belief. I want to ask you about motivation. Tiger's 41. He's had to put his body back together once again, 4 back surgeries. What's his motivation? Why is he still doing this?
Well, it's interesting from our perspective. Our motivation is to see Tiger Woods doing things to the golf ball that we've never seen done before, which we have seen for the last 20 years. Tiger has a different motivation, and we go back to that conversation I had with Mark Steinberg. He said his motivation is leading a healthy, active, pain-free life. Now, Steinberg did say, I'm not sure if that's his motivation or his end outcome, but he does have a desire to go through life without the pain that he has been going through basically for the last 5 to 6 years. And it was interesting, too, that Mark Steinberg said that he believes over the years that Tiger revealed about 25% of the pain that he's been suffering to his team. Now, if you think about that, if Tiger is revealing just 25% of the pain he's feeling to his team, what is he saying to his friends, to the public, to his fellow competitors? So Mark Steinberg painted a picture that Tiger has been enduring a lot of pain over the last few years, but since this fusion surgery, this last surgery that he had, he seems that he is much more pain-free.
How much will Tiger's performance this week determine how much we'll see him in 2018? Because last year he played at the Hero World Challenge, then he ends up missing, I should say, he had one round at the Omega Dubai Desert Classic before withdrawing, and we didn't see him again. How much is his 2018 really dependent on what happens on the ground this week?
Well, I asked Mark Steinberg that question, and he said he really doesn't have an answer as of now, that they're just trying to get through this first tournament here at the Hero World Challenge, and then after this tournament, we'll see where his body is after 4 competitive rounds and 4 consecutive days, and see where his game is, and then he and Tiger and the rest of his team will sit down sometime next month and then formulate a schedule. Now, historically, Tiger has played either 1 or 2 places to start a year. Number 1, the Middle East on the European Tour, be it Abu Dhabi or Dubai, or generally the Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines, which is, the South Course is a very difficult test. So we're going to get through this week. That's what Mark Steinberg said, and then we're going to sit down and see exactly where the calendar fits with his schedule and his game heading into 2018.
Well, Todd, we appreciate your news and notes. Know you'll be there all week. We look forward to speaking to you again this morning. That's Todd Lewis from the Hero World Challenge. John Cook, here we go again. We've been here
Yes, we
before.
have.
But what are your emotions this time when you look at Tiger Woods, what he's trying to do compared to maybe past comebacks?
I know that he's really excited to start playing again. He's really anxious to get started playing again. I'm cautiously optimistic about what's going to happen this week.
Okay.
Small step. I don't know. This is what a great field this is at the Hero World Challenge. I mean, he's jumping right in there with, you know, the top guys in the world. So we'll see where his game is. But like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. I want to see his flexibility and his mobility. I'm going to let, you know, Monday through Wednesday kind of play out. He's going to be analyzed, reanalyzed, overanalyzed. Every single swing that's going to, you know, he's going to take for the next 3 or 4 days is going to be, you know, just that deciphered, every possible angle. I want to see how his golf legs react. I want to see how his body reacts. First time he's been pain-free in a long time. I'm happy to hear that, just that. He'll get back into that competitive mode. It doesn't take too long. But like Todd was saying, how is he going to hit golf shots? You know, when he needs to, make putts when he needs to. That'll be fun to watch. You know, how he plays this week, I don't think really makes a big difference. He's just ready to get back out there and play, and we want to see him play.
We do. I asked Todd, why do you think he wants to do this? And we talked about the different motivations. Some people say that Tiger's motivated to let his kids see what he can do at the highest level. Why do you think Tiger Woods still wants to do this?
I think that has a lot to do with it.
Okay.
I think that Sam and Charlie don't want to see Dad go out the way that he's been going out. Unhappy, pain, and not happy about where his life is. He wants to turn that page and start a new chapter so Sam and Charlie can see the father, you know, that they are accustomed to seeing. And I think that Tiger gets a big kick out of that.
You said cautiously optimistic. At what point can we say, okay, the scores matter? When should Tiger's feet be held to the flame as a competitor alongside the likes of Dustin Johnson and Jordan Spieth?
He gets 4 rounds to play golf this week. There's no cut to be made. You know, last year we saw the same thing. 24 birdies. He made some others. Okay, but you know, 24 birdies on this golf course, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
He makes half of that, you know, this week. I think that's a pretty good start. But he's been playing a lot of golf with a lot of these great players. So we'll see what happens when the gun goes off.
It's an exciting time once again. But what about the golf swing? We send it down to Travis Fulton.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Yeah, so many questions once again going into yet another comeback for Tiger Woods, and allow me to be the first here on national TV to kick it off with my thoughts on Tiger Woods' golf swing and what it might look like for, or at least for me, what I'm hoping it will look like. And we're going to go through here Tiger's swing, and this was posted over the weekend here. We're going to play this swing here full first. And a lot of good things, right? And this is over the weekend. We're not going to know too much until we get to Thursday, the tournament round. But I like some of the things that I'm already starting to see. And the first is the width in Tiger's swing, which I think he got a little bit away from there a few years back. I'm going to put an arrow in. What do we mean by width? Kind of the movement of the hands away from the body. Look at that yellow line, and now I'm going to bring a red line in, and that line's going to go much more to the inside. When you watch Tiger here, we're going to take it halfway back. Watch his hands here. His hands are going to move out away from his body. Good width this way. The club head staying outside the hands, but the hands out away from the chest and not swinging in like this. I like this move because I think it sets the stage for him to do what we're going to look at here next. Let's get rid of those lines. We're going to bring in now another yellow line on the spine. And now watch this red line. It's going to be a little bit lower than that. When he's wider, he can stay taller. So this is number 2 as we turn to the top. I want him to turn and stay taller, more up towards that yellow line. I think Tiger got in a little bit of a habit there a few years ago, hands in, and then he started to drop down this way. Not on the downswing, the backswing, too deep, and then started to lower, and that's not good with the driver. So I like this height here to the top of the swing. I think those two things, wider, taller, now set the stage for the club to come down on a reasonably good plane. So watch this here as we bring it down. This is a great sign here with the driver. Look at that, right there on the right forearm. I love that. With the driver, that's a great sign. Iron is good, but driver there tracing just on top of the right forearm, that's a really good sign. When Tiger struggles, watch this red line here, it gets a little bit underneath, and a lot of that stems from what I was talking about in those errors in the backswing. So good sign here. From here now, he can just turn it on from here. If he can get that club into that right forearm, he can really get the club to exit just under the left shoulder here. We'll bring that yellow line in. When Tiger struggles, you'll see it more up in the red light. He's always trying to save the shot, right? The club gets in here, and then he's always out here trying to save the shot. So that's a wonderful exit plane. A lot of good to like about this. If his swing can look like this over the weekend, not only is he going to take a lot of pressure off that lower back, but the rest of his game as well. Damon, over to you.
All right, Travis, off to a good start, long way to go. Also happening now, Aussie Cameron Davis took home the Australian Open title Sunday, the Stonehaven Cup. He won it at the Australian Golf Club. That final round, 64, able to get it done. 22-year-old started 6 shots back on the final round, able to clip fellow Aussie Matt Jones and Sweden's Jonas Blix by 1 shot. You can see that Davis, Jones, and Blix each earned entry into the 147th Open at Carnoustie via Open qualifying. Jason Day was your 54-hole leader, slid to 5th after a final round 73. John Cook Jason said a lot of interesting things before this tournament about how he wants to embrace the climb up to #1 in the world again, that he thinks he can play better golf in his 30s than he did in his 20s. A tough Sunday for him, but what do you see from him big picture?
Yeah, it was a tough Sunday with the 54-hole lead. He didn't have his best stuff at the Australian. It was a very good golf course, and we saw how the wind was blowing. He just didn't hit the quality shots that he needed to win the golf championship. But I like what he said. He's optimistic about 2018. He's changed his workout habits a little bit to be more of maintenance, be more of flexibility, mobility, like I was talking about, what we want to see in Tiger Woods. I think that because he is optimistic, he's just going to be that. You start your 30s. A lot of great players have taken their games to a whole nother level in their 30s. There's no reason that Jason Day can't do that. His work ethic will be back. He's adjusted to home life. He's got a great situation at home, and I think that now he can just go play some golf and embrace that climb back up to #1 again, like we saw a couple years ago. A couple things he needs to do. He's got to tidy up his iron game.
Right.
Quit curving the ball so much, and once he does that, hits more of that straight ball like he was doing a couple years ago. There's no doubt in my mind he can make that climb back up.
Tell you what, outside of Tiger Woods and Greg Norman, you often hear players say when they lose that #1 ranking, "Oh, I didn't embrace it. I miss it now," because it's a burden to be a #1 player in the world. Players have talked about that as well. Yanni Sen, David Duval, Lydia Ko. How difficult will it be considering the landscape with Jordan Spieth and Dustin Johnson and Justin Thomas? It's one thing to say it, but you're out of the top 10 now. How tough will it be just to climb back to #1?
Well, look who he's got to climb over, right? I mean, that's going to be difficult, but he's been there before. He knows what it takes, and I don't think that there's any reason that he can't get there.
Game of golf's in a great place. Let's send it back to LT.
It sure is, and so is our show, Damon. Glad to have our viewers along with us. Jam-packed day ahead and still on the way. A question: how did you spend the day after Thanksgiving? Well, if you were Brad Faxon, it was a round of golf with the world #1 Dustin Johnson, a former #1 in Tiger Woods, and the president Donald Trump. So Brad himself is going to share the stories of the day, how Tiger looked out there, and more as he joins us later this morning. Then we're going to dive deeper on this week's tournament host as our go-to sports psychologist preps you for why Tiger could have an edge in between the ears. According to Dr. Gio Valiente, there are more than a handful of reasons why his mental game will be on point in the Bahamas. Wait until you see what they are. Plus, we have some fantastic instruction on the way. So if you're feeling sluggish after Turkey Day, or maybe the cold weather has you putting a freeze on your game improvement, we're going to heat it up with a 1-2 punch of Michael Breed and Travis Fulton so you can truly shoot lower scores. We're just getting started today on Morning Drive, working inside, something Damon Hack always does.
I do. I chip and pitch and putt indoors.
Right by your desk every day.
Indoors,
I watch
outdoors.
you.
That's how you lower your scores.
I'm getting there.
Using the bounce.
Slowly,
Looking good out there, D-Hack.
The long process. I'm trying to climb the mountain too.
You are.
I am.
You'll get there.
I hope so. It's a big mountain.